Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nick Bankhead and I'm a D1 student at the University of Utah School of Dentistry. I want to make this video to give an overview of my fall semester or my first semester in my D1 year at UUSOD. So first we're going to go over the different courses I was in, different events and involvements I was a part of, and the keys to the succeed in your first semester of dental school. So let's get started. So the very first course that we were in was evidence-based dentistry, and this is worth 2 credit hours. This class initially focused on statistics, how to read scientific papers, and overall was a pretty good course. Learned a lot about how to read statistics, how to read studies, and we had a big group presentation at the end where we had to take a scientific paper, a dental-related scientific paper, and present in our groups. That was awesome. I really enjoyed working with my group on that. Shout out to Group 10. Next course was clinical challenges. This course faced or showed us the different challenges a lot of people face, whether that's clinically or socially. This was a good course. We learned, this is like the most broad course. We learned anywhere from underrepresented groups to the different types of toothpaste to Standard fluoride to pouring up stone models and things like that. So this is a pretty good course. This course is worth 2 credits. This is a pass-fail course. Evidence-based dentistry, I forgot to mention, was a letter-graded course. Our next class is dental occlusion and anatomy, and this class was particularly challenging. We were given wax blocks and had to carve different teeth depending on the week, and draw as well the corresponding tooth. And we were graded on our carving based on the accuracy to the set of dimensions they gave us, and they'd grade our drawings as well. This was super fun. Our last project, we did a 3-unit bridge, and that was amazing. Super challenging, but super rewarding at the same time. I learned the most about tooth anatomy and identification in this class. It's amazing how carving a tooth out of wax can help you learn the different features on each tooth, which was fun. A lot of great memories. These were awesome professors. It was a whole group of like 7 or 8 retired dentists, and it was awesome. Super fun class. Dr. Vernon is amazing. Shout out to him in particular. The next class was operative dentistry. Now, these were the same professors that helped us in dental occlusion and anatomy in operative. This semester, we are learning class 1 and class 2 preparations and fillings with amalgam. We are now done with amalgam. I actually enjoyed learning how to place amalgam restorations. Super fun. Class 1 and class 2 is on both the maxillary and mandibular arches. We had practicals where we were sort of like test-like conditions and given very specific metrics in terms of if you go, past a certain depth, then you fail, or you nick the adjacent tooth, then you fail. So this was a fun class to give us that taste of using a handpiece, working with our mannequins in the sim lab, and I really enjoyed operative dentistry. We also got our loops near the beginning of the semester where we had a loop fair and ended up getting 3.5 traditional oroscopic loops. I really enjoyed using them working in the sim lab. I particularly enjoy class 2s in the maxillary. I think working in a mirror is super fun. It's a little challenging at first, but once you get it down, it's kind of like driving a manual car. Or riding a bicycle. Once you learn it, you don't really forget. Really enjoyed that. I look forward to operative 2. Where we'll learn class 3, 4, 5, and so on, fillings and restorations. And we'll start working with composite, which I'm really excited. Some of my friends at other dental schools love working with composite. Some don't like it. So I'm excited to see where I fall into that and how that looks. That class was worth 3 credits as well. This was a letter grade. And dental occlusion anatomy was a letter grade as well. Now, the big class that we have that's basically all of our basic biomedical science is human form and function. Now, this course is worth 13 credits, and it was pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the exams involved anatomy. We had like anatomy midterms and finals. We had histology, and then we had 3 big cumulative, like exam 1, 2, and 3, and then a final that really pushed our knowledge. And this class had so many lectures, so many slides to study, but it's amazing how if you're persistent, manage your time well, and work together, how you can overcome a beast of a class like this. Some of the highlights of human form and function were the weekend before an exam, staying at the school, being there for like 12 to 14 hours a day, and just like solely focusing on the material and seeing the other students there, those bonds and friendships you form, being in the trenches of school. It's so fun. And I really enjoyed this class, learned a lot. My favorite thing was anatomy. I love anatomy. We got to work with cadavers. We share cadavers at the University of Utah with the medical school, and the med students dissect from the shoulders down, and we'll do dissections from the shoulders up. So we do all the head and neck, and they do all the shoulders down. So we initially started with prosection of all the different organ systems, especially in the thoracic and abdominal cavity, and then we moved on to dissecting instead of prosecting the face, the neck, focusing heavily on the brain, cranial nerves, the plexuses, and things like that. This class was so fun. I really look forward to hopefully helping out with the next year students in the anatomy lab. I'm really passionate about anatomy. So love this class. Histology was great. It's amazing how initially you think all the slides are just different shades of pink, and then you start to pick up on the different structures and what those mean and what those are. So I really enjoyed human form and function. We had a series of different professors. It wasn't just one person. We have one main doctor who oversees the whole course, and then I want to say like 8 different professors that rotate through and teach the various subjects that they're really smart in. So that was pretty cool. Throughout the semester, kind of started slow, really picked up around end of September, early October, and we were slammed from like September to October. That was like by far the busiest time. At the end of October to like Thanksgiving break, it was more chill. And then after the end of Thanksgiving break to the end of the semester, those 2 or 3 weeks for finals were insane. So really 2 busy parts this semester, but the rest of it was pretty manageable. They do a great job of trying not to schedule exams and quizzes on the same day. I think there was only one day we had an exam in one class and a quiz in the same day outside of finals. Will be like consecutive days of quizzing or consecutive days of tests just because you're in many different courses. However, they do a great job of not making it unreasonable. Like I feel like the grading's fair, the workload's fair here, and they really emphasize us being at our best and in every aspect of our life, which I really appreciate. I had the opportunity to be involved, going to different events and volunteering and being involved in different ways. So I'll share those with you here. We had the ASDA National Leadership Conference in Chicago. That was an amazing experience. Got to go with 5 or 6 of my classmates from all the different years of the dental school. And that was such a cool experience. The National Leadership Conference was a wonderful opportunity to start to meet dental students from around the country. And even one of the malpractice insurance companies that I'm sure I'll be working with in the future to get my insurance, hosted a night boat cruise to see the city skyline of Chicago. Absolutely amazing. It was a little cold, but it was so fun. Such a good weekend experience. I also got the opportunity to go to the 2024 annual perio meeting. This one was in San Diego. I'm very interested in periodontics. I think surgery is really cool. And I really enjoyed going to this, seeing the technology, seeing the different gadgets, the types of procedures, meeting the doctors, the students, dental students, and current perio residents was such an enlightening experience. They're all so helpful in giving guidance on how to get to where they're at and the different things to look out for when, say, applying to specialty programs. I joined the Perio Club, and I was lucky enough to get elected as the treasurer of the Perio Club. We have a really good Perio club and faculty at the University of Utah, and so it's really fun to be a part of that and to get some mentorship from some of the upperclassmen that are applying or will apply to periodontic residency. I also joined the Utah AHEC Scholar Program. Utah AHEC focuses on education, representation, and basically expanding access to care for those who don't have access to it. In our clinical challenges course, this is where we got exposed to it. We had different clinical health workers, our CHWs, come and give presentations on the different types of communities they work with. And before dental school, when I worked as a solar installer, I worked all across the Western United States. And I mainly worked with low-income families and minorities and very underserved communities. And I'm really passionate about giving back and helping those that don't really have access to the care. So super cool program. I've really enjoyed starting working on the modules, getting some credits done for that. And that'll be a separate little like certification coming out of school. I'm really excited to keep working with that. And they expose us to volunteer events, so many different things you can learn from. You can kind of pick and choose what kind of topics you're interested in, which is kind of fun. So yeah, great things to say about AHAC. I highly recommend joining if it's at your school or program. Also had the opportunity to volunteer. Our school is big into giving back to the community and serving the underserved. And there's many events going on throughout the semester that I was so lucky to be a part of. One of the events in particular that stood out to me was Happy Valley, and hosted here in West Valley City, Utah. That's a particularly large community of those who maybe are at or below the poverty threshold, or maybe are new to Utah or to the United States in general. Lots of immigrants, very, very kind people. And we had the opportunity to do dental screenings, and that was so fun. The whole University of Utah Health was out there. So anything from optometry to dentistry to medicine, pharmacy, diabetes screening. It was so cool. Such a great event to be a part of. Met lots of amazing people and some memories I will never forget. So definitely get involved in your dental school, whether that's through events or leadership or whatever way you're passionate about. Next, we're going to go into the keys of the semester for me. Anki, shout out. Anki was so nice. I would either make my cards after lecture or during lecture, depending on how difficult the content was, and then review them every day. And I would organize them into the 3 exams we had and the final. And I would try to go back and review, say, exam 1 material when I was on exam 2. But honestly, there's so many cards that it was kind of hard to do that. So I didn't end up touching my cumulative reviews till the cumulative final. Collaboration. There is so many amazing people in dental school. I love going to the University of Utah. My classmates are awesome. We've all been so willing and helpful in sharing information, sharing Anki decks, Quizlet decks, studying together, and just being in the trenches during the studies, which is always a great time. And time management, this is the big one. You can absolutely have a life and do dental school at the same time. I have classmates that had a baby in the middle of the semester, or are about to have a baby, classmates that are married, classmates that are single, classmates that are from all over the United States. And we all manage to have hobbies and families and enjoy the particular things that we like to do. But managing your time is really important. Really focusing on studying when you're studying, and then giving yourself an allotted time for a mental health break, or to do the things that you like to do. Overall, D1 fall at University of Utah was a great experience. I definitely think they format it in the right way in terms of workload and giving us the appropriate amount of work, and spreading things out so that we're not too overwhelmed with so many things happening at once. No school's perfect. This school is not perfect either. And there are definitely some things that they could change in the future. However, I think as an overall experience, this school does an amazing job of adapting semester by semester and implementing student feedback. And so if you're looking at going to this school, or if you're got in, or you're planning to apply to dental school, I highly recommend the University of Utah. It's been such a good experience. And that's all for me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, all those things. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.